Hello, my young friends. Welcome to GuruCoool. Dear students, do you struggle changing one unit into another, such as rupees to paise or paise to rupees, kilometer to meter or meter to kilometer, liter to milliliter, milliliter to liter, meter to centimeter, centimeter to meter? Do you struggle? If yes, then this video lesson is especially for you. You will learn in this video lesson how to convert one unit into another. And after watching this video, you will never struggle again. So let's start. Just be focused and attentive. Keep your notebook and pen ready to make your notes. Let's start. Our topic is conversion of units. So the very first thing I'm going to teach, whether we have to multiply or divide. For that, I will draw here a stairs. This is stairs you might have seen in your daily life. Let us consider on the top of stairs we have bigger unit. Bigger units. And in the bottom of the stairs we have smaller units. So the rule is that when you change bigger units into smaller units, you multiply. You multiply. Bigger units into smaller units, up to down, you multiply. And when you go reverse, smaller units to bigger units, down to up, you divide. You divide. So it's very simple rule that you should remember. Bigger to smaller, up to down, multiply. Smaller to bigger, down to up, divide. Divide by what or multiply by what? I will explain this later in this further pages. But presently, just try to remember that bigger to smaller, you multiply, smaller to bigger, you divide. So the first example I'm going to take is rupees and paise. Rupees and paise. For rupees, I'll make the symbol of rupee, and for paise, I will write P. Let us see how to change rupees to paise and paise to rupees. First, let us convert 5 rupees into paise. So, what to do? We are going to change from bigger unit to smaller unit. Bigger unit, the first one is our bigger unit, and the second one is the smaller unit. We are changing from bigger to smaller. What does the rule say? Bigger to smaller, up to down, you multiply. But multiply by what? So for that, the clue is here. What is the relation between rupees and paise? Relation is that 100 paise equals 1 rupee. 100 paise equals 1 rupee. Notice the number that is involved in the relation. In this relation, what is the number involved? The number is 100. Okay, ignore 1. 1 is also a number. Ignore 1. Focus on that other number, 100. So notice, if you change rupees to paise, let's write rupees here and paise here. If you change rupees to paise, you multiply, and multiply by what? 100. You multiply by 100. And similarly, if you change paise to rupees, you will divide. Divide by what? Again 100. The number is same. The operation is different, multiply or divide, but the number is same. Well, we are going to change from bigger to smaller. We will multiply by 100. So 5, that number is already available, will be multiplied with 100. And that becomes 500 paise. Did you understand? 5 rupees equals 500 paise. What we did? Multiplied by 100. Now let us take another question, that is reversed. So let's say we have 5 paise and we need to change it to rupees. Okay, rupees. So how many rupees, or how much? 5 paise equals how many rupees? How to know that? Notice what you are doing. You are doing bigger to smaller or smaller to bigger. This is what you have to identify. Now many students remain struggling. They get confused which one is bigger, which one is smaller. So very simple trick is that, look at the relation again. 100 paise equals 1 rupee. In this relation, where is the bigger number? Bigger number is here on the left side, 100. And number 1 is smaller. So there is a very simple rule. Bigger the number, smaller the unit. Let's write it here. Bigger the number, smaller the unit. Bigger the number, smaller the unit. Number is bigger here, that means paise, the unit, is smaller. So it's very easy trick to identify which unit is smaller. Paise is smaller because number is bigger here, right? So paise is smaller means rupees is bigger. So we are changing smaller to bigger, smaller to bigger, down to up. We divide by 100. So the number already available is 5. That 5 will be divided by 100. You can write this way as well. 5 divided by 100 means 5 upon 100. Now do you know how to divide 5 by 100? You can divide using long division or a short trick. I'm going to teach both of them to you. The long division is here. 5 divided by 100. Notice that 5 is a smaller number. 5 is a smaller number, and we cannot divide a smaller number by a bigger number, 100. So what we do is, we take decimal in the quotient region. Here is the quotient region. In the quotient region, you take a decimal, and for that you have to take a 0 in the dividend region. But then we notice that the number is still lesser than divisor. This is 50, which is lesser than divisor 100. Then what we do is, we take another 0 in the quotient and dividend both. In the quotient you will take a 0, and you will take similar 10 here in the dividend region. Now you have 500 in the dividend region, which is greater than the divisor, right? So this division is now possible. In how many times? 500 can be divided by 100 in 5 times. So 100 times 5 is 500, and the remainder, when we subtract 500 minus 500, we get 0. So our quotient, the division is complete, and the quotient is 0.05. 0.05. Remember one more thing, that decimal is a very small dot, and it is very easy to be missed. One can miss easily to see this, right? It can be hidden. Very small dot can be hidden sometimes, and we don't want it to be hidden, to be ignored, right, to be missed. So what we do is, just to highlight, we put an extra 0 before the decimal. Now it is 0.05. okay, so this is the best way to write the decimal. We put an extra 0, so the answer is 0.05. Unit is rupees. So we have changed paise to rupees. We did long division for that. Now I'm going to teach what is the short trick to divide. We have 5 upon 100. Notice how many zeros are there in the denominator. In the denominator, we have 2 zeros. 1, 2. 2 zeros. So for 2 zeros, we will put 2 places of decimal in the numerator, and division will be complete. But how? We already have number 5. 5 means 1 place of decimal. This is 1 digit, means 1 place of decimal. But we need 2 places of decimals, 2 places. One place is this itself. Another place is completed by putting a 0 on the left side of 5, not on the right side. So now 2 places are complete, and you can put a decimal here and an extra 0 before the decimal. So it is 0.05. This is the shortcut manner to get what is the result of division. You can do long division, or you can do the short trick. I hope you understood how to change rupees to paise or paise to rupees. Let's take another example. And this time I'm taking liter and milliliter. Liter and milliliter. For liter, I'll write L. For milliliter, I'll write ml. These are the short forms. Okay. If you want to change liter to milliliter, milliliter to liter, you need to know the relation between them. What's the relation between them? Relation is this: 1000 milliliter equals 1 liter. 1000 milliliter equals 1 liter. And dear students, this is something you have to memorize. Okay, a few things are memory based that you should memorize, and a few things are logical that you should understand. Okay, so try to memorize and remember. Well, the bigger unit, which one is bigger, which one is smaller? As I taught in the previous page, bigger the number, smaller the unit. Let's use this rule. Bigger the number, which number is bigger? 1 is bigger or 1000 is bigger? 1000 is bigger, right? Excellent. 1000 is bigger. So the unit with it, milliliter, will be smaller. Bigger the number, smaller the unit. Smaller the number, bigger the unit, opposite. Okay, so this is how we identify which one is bigger, which one is smaller. Bigger unit is liter, let's write it on top, and smaller unit milliliter in the bottom. We want to change let's take a question. 5 liter, we want to change it to milliliter. Okay, liter to milliliter. Bigger to smaller. Bigger to smaller, we multiply. Multiply by what? The number. What is the number involved in this? 1000. So multiply with 1000. And if you want to change milliliter to liter, you will divide by the same number, 1000. Okay, now the number already we have here is 5 and we need to multiply with 1000. So 5 multiplied with 1000. And how much is that? 5 multiplied with 1000 is 5000 milliliter. This is how we change liter to milliliter. Let's take another example, reversed direction. 5 milliliter, and we want to change it into liter. So how to change? As we know here, milliliter, smaller unit, to bigger unit, liter, we do division by 1000. So the number 5, which is already available, will be divided by 1000, which can be written as 5 upon 1000, and this is liter. As previous page, we have seen we can change it into decimal in two different ways. We can do long division or we can do the shortcut. If we do the shortcut here, we have 3 zeros in the denominator. So in the numerator, we have to put 3 places of decimals. How? We already have one place available, that is 5. 5, that is one place already available, but we need 3 places of decimals. So what we do is we put 1 0 on the left side of it. Now became 2 places of decimals. We need 3 places, so we put 1 more 0 here, and then we put a decimal. So 0.005, 3 places of decimals. Okay, 3 places of decimals, and then our decimal comes. Well, as we discussed, we need to put an extra 0 on the left of 0 or left of decimal. So the answer is 0.005, and we put the unit liter. 0.005 liter. Okay, I hope you understood how to change liter to milliliter and milliliter to liter. Let's move on to next page and have another example. This time I am taking kilogram and gram. The shortcut for kilogram is kg. The shortcut for gram is g. We will use these shortcuts. Well, we want to change one to another. We need to know the relation between them. What is the relation between them? The relation is 1000 grams equals 1 kilogram. 1000 grams equals 1 kilogram. Can you tell me which of these two is the bigger unit? Excellent. That is kilogram. Why kilogram is bigger? Because the number with kilogram is smaller. We followed the same rule that we studied in the previous pages. Smaller the number, bigger the unit. Bigger the number, smaller the unit. Bigger the number, smaller the unit. Smaller the number, bigger the unit. So kg is bigger, gram is smaller. Kg goes to top because it's bigger, and gram comes to bottom because it's smaller. Okay, so if you change kilogram to gram, bigger to smaller, what will you do? Multiply. Multiply by what? The number involved in the relation. What is the number involved in the relation? 1000. We don't take 1, we take 1000. So multiply with 1000. Multiply with 1000. And if you change gram to kilogram, smaller to bigger, you will divide. And divide by how much? 1000. Well, take an example. So 5 kilogram. 5 kilogram, and we want to change it into gram. How to? Kilogram to gram, bigger to smaller, we have to multiply with 1000. We already have number 5 here. We will multiply with 1000. 5 multiplied with 1000. How much is it? 5000 grams. Now let's take another example in reverse direction. 5 grams to kilograms. How to? Gram to kilogram. 5 gram to kilogram. Gram is a smaller unit, kilogram is bigger unit, means we are changing smaller to bigger, right? Gram to kilogram. So what we do? Divide by 1000. 5 will be divided by 1000, and that means 5 upon 1000, and it is kilogram. As we have seen in the previous page, 5 upon 1000 converts to what? 0.005, and unit is kilogram. 0.005 kilogram. Done? I hope you understood how to change kilogram to gram and gram to kilogram. Let's take one more. And this time I am taking meter and centimeter. In short, meter is written as small letter m, centimeter as cm, centimeter. Well, since we want to change one to another, we must know the relation between them. And what is the relation? Relation is 100 centimeter equals 1 meter. 100 centimeter equals 1 meter. So which unit is smaller and which one is bigger? Let's use the same rule. Bigger the number, smaller the unit. Bigger the number, smaller the unit. So centimeter is smaller. Smaller the number, 1 is smaller than 100, 1 is smaller, so smaller the number, bigger the unit. Meter is bigger, centimeter is smaller. Meter is bigger, will go on top, and centimeter is smaller, will be in the bottom. So if you change meter to centimeter, you will multiply. Bigger to smaller, multiply. Multiply by what? See the number involved in the relation. What is the number? 100. So you will multiply with 100. And if you change centimeter to meter, smaller to bigger, you will divide, and divide by what? Again, 100. Divide by 100. Let's take questions. We want to change 5 meter into centimeter. How to? Meter to centimeter, we have to multiply with 100. So 5 multiplies with 100 and we get 500 centimeter. Next, let's take 5 centimeter and we will change into meter. 5 centimeter to meter. How to? Centimeter is smaller unit, meter is bigger unit. Centimeter to meter, smaller to bigger. So divide by 100. The number 5 which is already available will be divided by 100. You also can write it as 5 upon 100 meter. As we have learned previously the short trick, let's use the short trick, or you can do long division. There are 2 zeros in the denominator, so we have to put 2 places of decimal in the numerator. We already have 1 place available. 1 place means 1 digit that is available. We need 2, so we put a 0 here. Now there are total 2 places available. Then we put a decimal. So 2 places of decimal means this, and an extra 0 before decimal to highlight the decimal. Unit is meter. We did it. 5 centimeter equals 0.05 meter. I hope whatever I explained in this video lesson are all clear to you. Now you would like to practice questions, right? Since you have learned this topic, I hope you learned how to change one unit to another. Now it's the time to practice. Practice more questions and be friendly, be confident with the topic. So I have some practice questions for you. Here are the practice questions. Practice with these questions and be friendly.